Imagine you're a tenant and overnight your rent doubles. As rent control is phased out in Boston, Cambridge, and Brookline, tens of thousands of tenants are facing that nightmare. In tonight's follow-up file, I found out that rent hikes are just starting to hit home. Tenants are barraging the hotline at Boston's Rent Equity Board because they're worried. Beginning March 1st, landlords for what used to be rent-controlled apartments were allowed to raise rents for many tenants.
Well, what we're hearing is doubling and tripling of rents, large rent increases. We're hearing about people being at risk of eviction, fear of eviction, not knowing where they're going to turn.
I'm currently paying $443 a month, and the increase that they've asked for is to $975 a month.
That's a 120% increase for Boston resident Terry HAHN, who's been living in this apartment for nearly 13 years. She can't afford the increase.
The system now doesn't work. It's not fair to tenants. I think it's lopsided in favor of the landlords now.
In Boston, the law phasing out rent control affects about 87,000 apartments. In Cambridge, 14,000 units are affected, and in Brookline, 4,100. There are still protections for some residents. If your income is low, you may qualify for rent control for 2 more years. But after January 1997, all rent control is gone.
There's no question that some landlords are cashing in. They've got a windfall now. They've got big rent increases. They got their eyes popping up with dollar signs, and they go for the maximum amount of money they can in the short term at the expense of long-term neighborhood stability.
In my mind, rent control was patently unfair because...
The president of the Rental Housing Association, a group representing landlords, says owners are not gouging tenants.
For 25 years, rents have been artificially suppressed, and some people had a good deal for a long time, and now, unfortunately, they're going to have to deal with reality. This is not a windfall. This is only restoring a situation to where it should have been all along.
If you're one of the thousands of people affected by the end of rent control, there is an information pamphlet available. Call the Secretary of State's Citizens Information Service at 727-7030 during business hours. They'll send you information that can help answer your questions and explain your rights.